What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the third episode of Under the Radar. It's your boy, JDiesel, coming at you live with none other than Flokey himself. How you guys feeling today?
Chilling. I'm bulling.
You're feeling? Yeah, we got Sage today, who has been gracious enough to come on. Flokey, how are you doing? Flo?
It's looking like you can't hear me right now.
Hey,
Looking
it
like you
looks
can't
like
hear
you
us right
can't
now.
hear either of us right now.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, that was weird. I think
Well,
he can hear us.
apparently not. Well, sometimes it be like that. Be like it is. Flo? Can you hear it?
I can't hear you guys. Hold on.
That's nutty.
Uh-oh.
He just heard us a second ago.
Okay, there we go. You good now, Flo?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Okay, we in.
Okay. Oh man, it was going so well.
Oh no, I was like, what? Did you all just start without me?
No, we started. That's what I was saying. I was like, okay, and then I'll say the first thing, and then we'll go.
Oh fuck.
We were live, Flo.
Oh no! Oh shit. This is my life.
You know what? Most professional podcasts in the biz do not
Hell
let
yeah.
another soul tell you anything different.
Hell
Anyways, how are you guys doing today? How y'all feeling?
I'm tired.
You're tired, Flo? We'll talk a little bit about your weekend before we get into this mix here.
So I was in New York for the HOC and the jump off. Jump off was at Encore, and then I was at the house. Kind of brushed off on my stream. It was really fun. Got a lot of games in, and I got some games in with our guest tonight. Very pleased with my performance. Just can't wait to get more games in as final round comes up.
Absolutely. Definitely. What is going? No, continue. I'm just figuring something out now.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is episode 3. Your boy is back.
I was gonna say, Flokey, you left me high and dry.
Yo, I'm sorry. Season 2 had me locked down, and work had me locked down. We unfortunately didn't do a show last week. There was some complications. JDiesel was stuck in the snowstorm.
Yeah, I was kind of iced inside my house. Wasn't happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we kind of just decided not to do it, but we have a really good episode for you guys. I hope you guys are excited. We have today probably one of the, in my opinion, one of the more stronger players in Jersey. You guys probably know about Hook and all of them, but there's a few diamonds in the rough over in Jersey, and this is one of them. You probably seen his tech videos on Trunks, because that's the production on that and the way he executes the game so far, and especially in season 2 after watching him at the jump off this weekend. He's definitely my player of the week. With us tonight is Sage. How are you doing?
I'm chilling right now. Shit. I just came off playing Apex Legends, to be honest.
Did you win?
Nah, I didn't. But I'm gonna win tonight.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
That's the dedication. That is the dedication to the game.
Our game is hot.
Absolutely.
That game is like the new battle royale that's taking over. It's like that and Tetris.
Yeah, it's crazy that there's a Tetris battle royale.
Yo, that was
2019.
Yo, 2019, the year that just 2 OD battle royales come out.
If you told me to put money on a battle royale for Tetris, I would have lost 100%. I would have never imagined that. Not a chance.
That's facts. So tell the people at home a little bit about yourself, the team you play, and yeah, let's go from there.
I mean, what could I say about myself? I don't know. I play Dragon Ball, and I play Kid Buu, Bardock, Trunks. I used to play Bardock in front. I ended up putting Kid Buu in the front, because Moke plays the same team, and I was like, man, he kind of kicks up with Kid Buu in front. So then I was like, yeah, maybe I should do the same, because it's kind of hard with Bardock on point sometimes. And Kid Buu is just like, I don't know, he's just degenerate. He's just easier, to be honest.
Yeah,
Would
he's
you
incredibly strong.
facts?
Yeah. Being a small body just makes the game easier. So I was like, yeah, I should just put him in front, man. It's worth it.
I definitely feel that. So part of the reason be like, plus I was playing against somebody earlier. It was no Kami, and I was just baffled on how Kibu can just like, it looks like you're not even like hitting overhead, but it's still overhead, and you're scared to crouch block, and then the character is so good.
Wait, what do you? Oh, you're saying like it's high low?
Yeah.
High
The
low is pretty
high-low
crazy.
game is insane.
His high low game is pretty nutty.
So
Mystic Ball is not as good as it used to be, but it's still really good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking about the quarter circle forward.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, that move is still. It's actually interesting because people believe that he can't jail off of it at all, but he has a few ways to still jail into it. Especially on the big bodies. Like if you block jump H and he cancels in the Mystic Ball, it still jails. So like you just plug an assist right there, you're good. The hard part is just getting JH to be blocked though.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, one of the big things that obviously you're very much known for your Trunks, and you played Trunks all the way through season 1. When a lot of people, especially major players like Chris G, said the character just didn't have legs, you couldn't get anything going, and a lot of people wrote the character off, specifically citing his lack of a 2L as being one of the biggest detriments to the character. What is it that you have seen in Trunks that has made you pursue and stick with this character despite popular sentiment being against this character?
Well, I mean to start, like when I was first playing the game, I didn't play Trunks like the entirety of the game. I was playing like a bunch of other characters. I have a pretty wide character pool, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Trunks, I started playing Trunks a lot more when I realized, because in season 1, Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta, was like really popular,
Yes.
especially in my area. And he's one of the characters I never played. Surprisingly, I still never played him to this day. And but dealing with his assists like in vanilla was pretty crazy.
It was
And then
impressive.
yeah, it was a wild assist to say the least.
Yeah.
So then I saw Trunks assist, and I seen that it had weak projectile immunity. It has immunity to weak projectiles. So like if somebody throws like a regular S, like a Kai Blast S, and you use Change the Future, Trunks will just like kind of run through it as if like similar to like like if Andre 16 presses stand heavy, and somebody throws a small fireball at him, he'll just chuck it. Trunks does the same thing, but it also applies to his assist. I think he might be the only assist in the game that actually has
immunity to small key blast.
Yeah, I think it might be actually. I didn't realize that. But like that assist just helped me back then like fighting Vegeta, because it was just like, it was just a clear, to me it was just like a clear answer. It almost felt like that's why I was in the game, because of how strong Vegeta's assist was and how many matches he was in. I was like, Trunks is actually here just to stop his father. That's really what he's here for. So then like that was the only reason why I played him. Like when I was first playing him, I kind of like agreed with the like how people would say like Trunks has no mix and things like that, but I didn't really care, because to me just not having to do with Vegeta's assist was enough. Like for me, it was enough. I didn't care even to have mix. It didn't matter to me.
Right, 100%. And we did on the way to the jump off. I asked you a bit about your pool, and you did say that you had a wide character pool. Is there any reason why you have that wide character pool? Is it just because of matchups? Is it just because you just want to cycle through some characters throughout the tournament? What kind of goes through your mind with that?
I mean, well, like the it's mainly because like I jumped around so many teams, so my character pool kind of grew as a result. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I tried more characters, and like I see, because usually what I do when I first play a fighting game, like I try to pick characters that I like visually. Like I find like the character's design important for some reason. Like if I don't like the character's design, it just like my heart's not in it.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't play my best, if that makes sense. So like yeah, like, but then I also like to play characters that like I just like how they play. Like they don't have to look appealing to me. Like just just their game plan and like doing things with them. If I find it satisfying, find it fun, then I'll play them too.
Yeah,
But and one of those characters was Ginyu,
I
because
remember that.
Ginyu mechanically to me, like he's like an item throw character to me. If you guys have ever played another anime fighter,
Yeah, like
Teddy
like
um,
Faust from Guilty Gear.
or
yeah,
Teddy.
yeah, or Teddy, yeah. And like I play Faust in Guilty Gear, so when I was playing Ginyu, I was like, okay, this kind of makes sense to me. Like I kind of use this move in neutral, and something happens. Like I kind of pollute the screen in some way, and I was used to
Mm,
it. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
used to
mm,
like playing that way. So he was like one of the characters I played early on,
yeah,
and yeah, like, but mostly most of my character choices are just like characters that I think are dope.
yeah.
Like I wanted Bardock from the beginning. Fucking Kid Buu is just dope to me just because he's strong and like just Neanderthal-y. I don't know why. He's just like a super strong psycho. Like that's just what he is.
Yeah,
He's
like
OD.
yeah, like one of the few characters that I noticed that's on your in your pool is actually when I met you originally. This was at
Mhm.
ECT. I met you and you were playing 17
Oh yeah.
that tournament, and then people were talking to me about that, and then I did some more research, and you've been on the move a lot this past year over Dragon Ball. Could be a combo breaker, could be an ECT, a lot of the East Coast tournaments, along with playing Third Strike, which I found really interesting.
Yeah, Third Strike is my shit.
Who you playing Third
Random
Strike?
side note. I play Dudley.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
I like hitting the combos though.
Yeah,
That's really what it is for me
yeah. It's definitely that finesse
in
factor
that
to
game.
it.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like when you just get hit for a long period of time and you're losing so much health, it's just like I don't know. It's that mental damage.
That's really important. It can definitely be applied at this game too, especially with your long-winded confirms with Bardock and the Trunks assist. I was a victim of that over the weekend. Medium lariat into Trunks assist.
Ooh.
Actually, medium lariat into normal lariat hits Trunks assist, dashes all the way
Oh
over,
yeah, that's the corner to corner combo. Yeah.
it
Coast
is.
to coast.
That is the prettiest combo I've ever seen in this game. Just because, just how flashy it looks.
Mm.
But it's only like 4 buttons.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty simple. It's pretty
Yeah.
like straightforward, but like I don't see well, there's not a lot of Bardock Chunks players, but I don't see people use the medium, I don't see people use the medium grounded lariat as a starter like often, almost ever.
Now, speaking of Trunks, and kind of what JDiesel was talking about earlier, how people just kind of like Chris G wrote him off at the beginning of the season because he doesn't have a 2L. And we kind of now are starting to see Trunks being in the limelight a bit more with players like Moke still playing them, but also players like Sonic Fox picking him up with
Yep.
Videl.
Mm.
Um, how have you been noticing that, and like was like your initial reaction being like dope, there's more players, or were you like what was your opinion about it?
Um, I don't know. I didn't really like have a opinion on it, but I guess it is like thinking about it now. It's kind of cool that like there's more Trunks players to be honest, because Trunks is like mad underrepresented. I feel like, and I feel like he's pretty good. I feel like
So,
he's unrightfully unrepresented. I guess so. It's dope that there's more players.
I mean, he's an incredibly cool character. I mean, the art for this whole channel is literally Vaporwave Trunks. For me, I think Trunks is one of the coolest characters in DBZ. Like, he's just
Yeah,
a
he's
dope
dope.
Yeah.
character. And actually, one of the things I wanted to ask about was, do you feel? I mean, you're one of the faces of the character. At this point, do you feel
Yes.
that Trunks benefited from the season 2 changes, or do you think he was hurt by them, or do you think it didn't really matter to Trunks as a character?
Um, I think the season 2 changes kind of helped him in a few ways. Like the Air Dragon Rush change definitely helped him a little bit to where you get sliding knockdowns now from Air
Yeah.
Dragon Rush, and the change to the level 3, like the damage on his level 3, the minimum increase was pretty significant because it already did a lot, but now it does like it even in a long combo it does a lot. So that's like it does more than it used to. I don't know. His level 3 being stronger when it was already strong is kind of crazy to me. Like the fact that it can do more damage in
I
those
was gonna
minimum
say
scaling situations.
Mm,
I
raw
think
heat dome
that's
attack does like it's like
It does
over
almost
5K
5K.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
It does almost
I used
5K.
to
It's like
play
right
Trunks.
there.
He's nutty. Like it's absolutely nutty. If you ever hit that raw right after a vanish and they try to jab you, oof,
Yeah,
reversal
like
option, gotta get him.
You
if
need
you
to be
use
strong.
reversal heat dome, it does too much. And there's ways to make his heat dome like really scary. It's kind of difficult. You could use it with an assist, and like they try to jump out after the screen freeze, then the assist hits them out of their pre-jump,
Oh,
and the grab combos. If they
Really?
stand there, if they stand there to block, the grab will grab them. But it's like the timing is very hard. It's a very like you have to like master it to
Yeah.
truly be able to
okay.
do it. But it is a possible thing, but it's just extremely difficult that I've never actually. It's so difficult to the point that I've never really tried to like learn it.
So it's
You know what I'm saying?
possible but not practical.
Mhm.
That
Okay.
makes sense.
I feel like if somebody like really grinded though, they can make it practical.
Right.
I think it's possible. I definitely
Mo-
think it's possible.
Most definitely. So what would you tell Trunks players that are just picking up the character now? Like I was dabbling with the character a bit during season 1 and I kind of have an idea. But I know a lot of people are just going to go to the flip combos and just get frustrated with those combos really quick because how like tight those combos are.
Yep.
Things like the like auto combo off vanish, a lot of people are kind of like have trouble with. Um, would you like what advice would you give like newer Trunks players um,
Um,
to jumping in?
I see. I'm trying to think. I guess like off rip, I would say that I mean I see like people that try to pick up Trunks, they kind of like try and play him in front, and I feel like that's not a good position for him
Mm,
because of how strong his assist is. So that's definitely the first thing I would say. I would say to like just find the value in his assist because it is very strong. It's like super strong. His assist, I feel like his assist is like arguably the best in the game. Like I feel
Really?
like you could argue that. I feel like you could argue that. Yeah.
it's a good argument.
I think his assist is very. I mean, like I personally feel like it's probably like top three. It might not be the best, but
Okay.
I could see someone argue that it's the best. I could see it happening because it's like it's so good. It's so good. Um, but yeah, just see the value in it though, because it's not a typical assist, and but it's not a typical assist in terms of like what it can do, like with the weak projectile immunity, with the very low block stun, with the blinding effect it has on the screen, with the incredible amount of hit stun it has, like like it has a lot of uses, and it's just really good. I think that's the first thing that somebody who's trying to play Trunks should look at his assist. 'Cause
Right.
I feel like that's the strongest thing about the character,
Right.
which is weird, because I feel like you could say that. Then I feel like you could say because the strongest thing about him is the assist, then he's a weak character. But
Right.
his assist is like truly, 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 really strong. So I think it
Right.
makes up for whatever faults he has.
That's
Right.
a really interesting take, actually, because a lot of people they did note that the assist was strong, but definitely not to the degree that you're kind of presenting here.
Hmm.
And I think that what you touched on earlier, the fact that it's a counter assist as well,
Hmm.
so it also has that ability to just neutrally. It actually it doesn't even trade. It just straight beats out a lot of other assists, given a fully neutral situation as opposed to like block strings. But even then, you're right. With a low block stun, you can do a lot of tick throws and just
Hmm.
things like that. So yeah, I think
Mhm.
you make a pretty compelling argument actually for the strength of Trunks' assist. I think that's something that
Yeah.
a lot. You're right. A lot of people have just kind of slept on.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
this is crazy.
Yeah. What position? So, do you think the mid anchor position is like where he shines in that respect? Then.
Yeah, I definitely think anchor is his best spot, but mid
Really?
is also doable.
Hmm.
Mid is also
Um,
doable if you have like because Trunks is capable of performing some like really good mix-ups, but like they're a little bit, they're kind of difficult to perform because like his strength in his mix is being able to like perform left-right mix-ups.
Right.
But performing left-right mix-ups is difficult in this game because there's crosser protection when you use assist, and there's a ways to get around it though.
Mm-hmm.
But so his left right mix involves like overheads that are left rights most of the time. You could do grounded attacks too, but the overheads are like a little bit better because they also can block low. They have to work about left right and they also can block low.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but the thing about the crosser protection in the game is that like when you come out of block stun from an assist is when there's no crosser protection. So if you make something jail, like the meta of the game and like the general use for assist and stuff is to make things that jail into a high low. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
So that they have no choice. They can't reflect. They can't like level 3. They can't DP. They have to take it or they have to guard cancel or now they have to guard cancel sparking or something. You know what I'm saying?
So you're
Right.
forcing them into those 50-50 situations where they have no other choice except to take the high low mix and then pick high or low. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's like how you generally want to run offense in Dragon Ball, but Trunks, it's not worth doing that because he doesn't have a fast low. His low is pretty slow, so it's not worth doing that. But there is a way to. So when someone comes out of block stun
Yeah.
from the assist, the cross protection is gone. So now they have to block left right, not just high low. And the thing is that in this game, like I said, Trunks' left rights usually involve overheads, but in this game, there's like a universal answer to air attacks, which is just crouch heavy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But crouch heavy only gains immunity to air attacks on frame 4. That's like a universal thing. So there's that 4 frame window where they can't crouch heavy and they have no crosser protection, and this is where Trunks needs to land the attack in that 4 frame window,
Oh.
which is difficult for a lot of people to do if they don't practice it. You know what I'm saying? But when you practice it though, it's very doable. But you
Right.
just have to find how to like time things with the assist because the assists have different amounts of block stuns in the game. You know what I'm saying? So since you're trying to target a specific 4 frame window, it's like it's gonna change from assist to assist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
So, like-
really, really interesting. So you can just kind of exploit this 4 frame window where they're not able to down 8 2H. That's actually wow. That's
That
actually
makes
OD.
so much-
I'm just
that
gonna
makes
call it for what
actual
it is.
So much sense. That like
Yeah.
actually makes so much more sense because there's sometimes where I try to 2H and so that kind of goes back to that 4 frame window where I can't 2H because you're hitting me in that button in that 2H that 4 frame window. That's insane.
Yeah, like those times are like like oh I 2H that super dash, but it says you got counter hit.
Yeah.
It's because it was a little late.
And
2H was a little late.
your aerial invincibility hadn't kicked in yet.
Yep.
That's crazy.
But the thing about Trunks is that Trunks can also perform left rights with grounded attacks, and this is where it's really good because you can't just crouch heavy that now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You actually have to like the thing is it's also susceptible to being reflected and stuff, but
Right.
since reflect you have to hold back. Now the Trunks player is deliberately like switching which like the direction for the defender to hold back to reflect is going to change. That's how the mix-up works because it's a left-right. So now it's risky for them to reflect because if they don't pick the right direction,
They get a
now it's going to
blast.
get corrected into an S. Exactly. And then that's counter hit. Like you're going to hit, you know what I'm saying?
That's
So like that's like how Trunks' mix works. And yeah, but that's like going back to what we were talking about earlier with what I would say about anyone else trying to play Trunks like second, where you'll have to play him more often with an assist because if your team dies in order,
Yeah.
then you'll have to play Trunks with an assist now. Is just to look into like that assist that you'll have left if your team dies in order, and you have him second. How can you perform a left right? Like practice timings, practice using the EX flips because that's where it really comes in using the EX flips because he's able to steer himself during the EX flip. So that's how he gets the left rights. But you just have to make sure that you attack that 4 frame window. And it's very important that you do because if you don't, here's what happens. If you do it too early, then there is crosser protection. Jailed, but there is crosser protection and they're gonna block it for free. Because everyone that fights Trunks knows to block high and just wait for his feet to land because the low is so slow. So like it's gonna be defended successfully if you do it too early. And if you do it too late, and they're mashing crouch heavy or they're mashing vanish or something, then they're right out of there. And then you probably, if you use EX flip, you spend the bar for them to escape.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
that's
For them to escape
It's
or
not
punish
fun.
you or
Right.
punish you, which is not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why it's very important that you see how your assist, how much bloxing it has, and when to use it in your strings.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other bit you had actually touched on for team order was having Trunks as anchor. Now, obviously, he can spark. In sparking, he can jump out of the cross up from his auto combo,
Yes.
which leads to some really nutty things. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen a clip or two of that. But what else does he really get that makes him a strong anchor? Which is kind of I wanted to hear more about your thoughts on that because I haven't seen him too often in that position besides with Moke.
Okay. Um, I feel like Trunks on anchor, like the reason why he's strong is because your second character gets to use his assist. Like for that, like if your point dies and you only have two characters left, the second character now gets all the benefits from Change the Future, which
Okay.
is like probably Trunks' strongest move in my opinion. I think that's his best. That move might be one of the best moves in the whole game. In the entire game, it might be one of the best moves, I feel like. And now that the the second character can use the benefits from it, from the weak projectile immunity, from the large hitbox, the high hit stun, um, you know, everything, the blinding effect. They get all those benefits, and then Trunks also in level 3 sparking is pretty dangerous because he has a lot of strong neutral tools, and usually the reward for hitting them outside of sparking isn't like crazy high, and you
Right.
oftentimes have to use vanish to get like real damage from them. But in sparking, since you have access to empty vanish now, um, you're able to turn these neutral tools. Like if you can hit these neutral tools like raw, um,
Right.
then they can turn into like knockdowns. They can turn into hard knockdowns because you can combo at level 3. They can turn into a lot of things. They can turn into snaps. They can turn into a lot of stuff. And
Interesting.
he's able to do this for a long period of time with level 3 sparking. Um, I think that's another good reason that he should be on anchor because his neutral is very very strong. He has that neutral that makes you scared to move sometimes, and that's like really powerful. If you if you see like you have to recognize that your opponent is scared to move around. So like if they're being hit by Change the Future or 5S a lot or Jump Heavy, which are like three of his strongest tools in neutral,
Right.
then people will start to become scared to move around. And once you get someone to stop moving in Dragon Ball, you have a lot of freedom. You have a lot of freedom with how you could play, how you can approach them, and yeah, it goes a long way, especially when you have level 3 sparking. And then another thing in sparking is he actually has like you talked about earlier with his like auto combo.
Yeah.
He has some solo some pricky listen to me some pretty tricky uh solo like mix ups off that with the ability to jump cancel before you switch sides and just in general with like his jump heavy being so big you can hit it from like really high up and an air dash, not on block or on hit now with the added uh dash cancel from sparking.
Nice.
And since like cuz you can really like press jump heavy at like the top of Trunks' like regular jump arc and it could like make contact with somebody standing on the ground. So you have like a long period of time to dash cancel out of it now. You see what I mean?
The
Yeah.
So
hitbox is
like
actually able to reach from there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge. It's huge.
Wow.
I saw somebody do that to. I saw you do that to somebody this past weekend.
Yeah, I think I did like a super jump save jump at one point and somebody got hit by it because I was literally at the top of my jump and then they were crouching though and they got hit and I'm just like yeah dude this button's fucking huge.
Oh my
That's just what
god.
happens.
I
That's
think
just what
that
happens.
I think that was me.
That's just what happens. I think I did it on stream too. I
Oh
might have
my
done it off
god.
stream, but there's definitely a match on stream at the jump off of me just hitting somebody with jump heavy at the top of my jump arc. I think it was a Goku.
Oh
Like
my
the person I
god.
hit was a Goku.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just funny. Like, I just feel like these things are really, it. I find it strange that more people don't play Trunks because of these things. Like Trunks, I feel like people really undervalue the simple things nowadays. Like people need to have like crazy plus frames. People need to have like fucking unseeable Oki. All these things. But like
Flokey.
Trunks has a lot of things that that are like very simple, but they're very good. Like he has huge hitboxes. He has added movement options. He has a slide. He has his 5S. Actually, is like for whatever reason, I don't know how to properly like explain this, but like his 5S, I call S's weak projectiles, right? I don't
Yeah.
know why. It just makes it easier for me.
Right.
And his 5X actually has priority over other weak projectiles.
In that
So like
case, it has
something like
higher projectile durability. That's what it would
yeah,
be.
that's a perfect way to explain it. And his
I didn't know
like
that.
for example like Piccolo's assist, his orb.
The reality
Yeah.
stone.
Yeah.
That's what it is though. But that thing will so like Trunks' 5S will take it off the screen and hit someone behind it, for example. Or even if Vegeta is throwing like three S's, and Trunks presses his S, he'll blow through all three of them and hit Vegeta.
That's
You know what I'm
awesome.
saying?
Yep.
So
That's pretty
his I feel like something like that has clear strengths, but it's just not as valuable as something like Gotenks Ghostoki or something. So it's like
Right.
why pick Trunks? But
Yeah.
in reality, these things are very strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
not like I don't know how to. They just take a little bit of finesse, I guess, is the best way I could put it.
Trunks
You know, they,
is Trunks
a
is
little bit of
very
application.
powerful, but he's honest. He's a very honest
Yeah.
character. If you got opened up by Trunks, it wasn't because you got janked out by the 5th mix-up in a row from Ghostoki.
You got
It's
smoked.
it's because you got outspaced, you didn't respect an option, or you got opened up high-low. If you get opened up high-low from Trunks, it seems like it's kind of your fault. But in this case, with some of the stuff you're talking about, it almost seems like I haven't been giving Trunks enough credit personally. Flokey, what do
Yeah.
you think?
Okay, so I know in the past Japan has had Trunks in high regards. Japan has him usually floating around the top 10. So to hear all those things about like the little intricacies, I think that kind of solidifies it. I think it backs up why Japan has like such high like praise for the character.
Hmm. Yeah, he's super strong, man.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I think more people should play him because
definitely.
I
he's
mean,
mad underrepresented.
yeah. I feel like anyone who has just listened to the last like 20 minutes of this podcast, if they aren't playing Trunks already, they might want to dabble with him. I mean, you've listed a lot of strengths that, because a lot of the stuff you're talking about, it requires some work to get there, but it's all incredibly strong. And I think the problem is what you're explaining isn't something that shows up in a Twitter video.
Yeah,
It's
no.
it's something a little bit more nuanced than that, and I think that's why Trunks gets overlooked a lot. Because if you look at his base kit without breaking down these things like the key blast, the flips, attacking within 4 frames, that stuff kind of gets lost in translation. And I think you've convinced me. I mean, if no one else, you've convinced me. I played Trunks day one. I dropped him after about 2 months. Now I regret it. You just made me regret my own decision from like 10 months ago.
Listen, I've dabbled in Trunks throughout the entire season, and I was like, you know what? I was gonna pick up Trunks again for in part I like Trunks as a character, but and also in part to what you brought up earlier, Sage, how the we talked about this, like how like Vegeta's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So yeah. So switching gears, you are from Jersey.
Oh,
That is
here we
true.
go.
Wait, okay, before we switch gears, I want to say one more thing about Trunks.
Hey, you know what? Hit it, Sage.
Do
What you
it.
got?
All right, so here's another thing about Trunks' assist that people highly overlook is the large hitbox, the speed allows you to gain so much screen space almost for free. You almost very literally press a single button and you press his assist button, which is just one button,
Yep.
and you can very literally almost run 3/4 of a screen length for free.
So you're
For
saying
free.
it's free real estate?
Yeah, and it's very important in a game like in my opinion, like driving someone to the corner and you didn't hit them and they're not blocking, like you neutrally made them want to back up is so powerful.
Right. So a lot
I
of
feel
people
like that's
will
so
backdash
powerful.
it. They'll try to backdash to change the future, and they're just giving up space for it.
Yeah, or they'll have to block it or something, and
Yep.
you can just you can run during that time, and
Yeah.
and then get them blocking or something. The other thing is that the large hitbox, as I said earlier, it is very good at taking out Vegeta's assist because, as you know, Vegeta spawns really high in the air.
Yep.
And in the first place, there's not a lot of assists that can hit him up there. Trunks is one of the only ones, actually, along with like Vegeto's assist. Vegeto's assist covers a large portion of the screen too, but not a lot of assists can actually reach Vegeta when he's at the top of his assist, shooting, raining down with the Ki Blast. Um, so, and it also has a weak projectile immunity, so it blows through that. But even other assists that are on the ground, like Goku assists, like beams, like other neutral assists, Trunks can also clear them off the screen too. Not really on. It's hard to react to someone's assist like a beam because
Right.
they're pretty fast and well they're like the same speed. Trunks has changed the feature and like a beam kind of start up at similar speeds. So reacting to their call is difficult because a lot of times Trunks will get hit before he does his move. But the thing is, when you do call his assist, you can almost um you can have like you don't have to be scared of them calling an assist now
That makes
for the
sense.
time that it's
Yeah.
like it guarantees that you're able to like take some screen space if you use it at the right ranges. You obviously want to use it when they're like right above you because
Yeah,
Trunks
because it's
kind
gonna.
of dashes up and it just won't hit them at all.
Yeah.
But like once you're at like mid range and farther, it's like why not just press this move? You know what I mean?
No, it
Right.
makes a lot of sense. It's a free way to kind of get in. It stuffs out any assists that get called during or after, and yeah, it's also very risk free, and it's low block stun on top of that. So I mean, all of
Right.
those factors together really do make it, I mean, incredibly strong. And again, I think you're really driving home just how powerful Trunks assist has been. And
Oh yeah, and another thing, if the assist happens to hit, the hit stun is ridiculous. So it's very easy to just run across the screen and convert. You know what I mean? Or super dash.
Dead ass facts.
Flokey,
It's
you look like you
it's
got hit
very
by a
easy.
Trunks assist right there. You're getting blown back.
It's like
You're just watching character float, and you're holding a button. You're like, wow, I haven't checked out yet, and then they combo you, and
you
you're like,
literally have
whoa.
a whole year to hit a button.
You definitely have like a whole second to run across the
Oh
screen
my
and hit them, which is
God.
a lot of time. Which is a lot of time, and you know, the pace of a match.
You can go make a sandwich, come back,
And pick up your combo after that.
Still pick up a combo.
Definitely, definitely.
So good. All right. So changing gears. You're from Jersey, and Jersey as a whole, has a lot of top players. Hook, Lord Knight. I was gonna say Nico Maki, but it's Jace.
Yeah.
Just to name a few. What separates? Okay, so first, how does it feel? How does it feel knowing that you are like you're in like a state in in the country that like has a really good pool of players to like pick from? Nowadays?
I don't know. I kind of just play. I don't really like. Uh, I guess it is really good though. It is really good that I have players that are that strong to play with. You know what I mean?
Makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So I guess that's how I feel about it. But I've never really like thought about it that much. I guess you know what I mean. I kind of just
You just kind of
been
go.
playing.
You're like,
Yeah.
just put them in front of me and I'll beat them whoever they are. Is
Yeah,
that
like
is that
I
more?
kind of just like I'm kind of just like it doesn't matter who it is. I want to practice the things that
There you
I
go.
train.
No, that's fine.
So, but it definitely is nice to have these strong players to play with. It's definitely a good thing. But I feel like for the majority of time I've been in Jersey and like, cause I've played a few fighting games that have come out recently in tournament, and I've luckily had like a strong scene to play with, like the entire time. So I guess I'm just like used to it, if that makes sense.
You've always
Yeah.
had access
That's
to
why
top
it kind of
players.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really I don't have to. I don't like think about it that much. I guess.
Like someone outside looking in like would see that and be like, "Oh, this is so cool," but to you, it's just like another like weekly for you.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and you guys have weeklies like you guys have like 8 on the Break, for example.
Mhm.
Bunch of stuff happening at various times during the week. Um, but yeah, a lot of things too is a lot of Jersey players head up to New York
Yeah.
a lot. It's like the brotherly rivalry between Jersey and New York almost every week in Battle Circuit. How is the like? Has there been like a moment where you guys just noticed that like I'm not trying to say like New York's kind of like the main hub. I'm not saying Jersey's the main hub, but has there been like a time where you felt like Jersey's always the one that has to infiltrate and like playing like second fiddle to New York?
Um, I I guess I felt like that before, but I kind of like accepted it because they have they have like a higher population of players. So it's kind of it's the reason for it being that way is like is just, you know what I'm saying? Like we
Right,
don't have enough players to populate a large scene and they
right.
do, so we end up having to go there. And I feel like if we actually did have players come out more from New Jersey, then it would be a back and forth thing where players from New York come to Jersey and we go there for NLBC, for example, and like, but it's just because we don't have like the unity, we don't have the like a home. You know what I'm saying? That we don't have like this one place we all
You
go
don't
to play.
you don't have your own like NLBC equivalent that you guys
Pretty
like all
much.
like the Mecca for Jersey that you all travel to for a fighting game weekly. You don't really have that equivalent that New York
Yeah,
does.
yeah. I mean, it for Smash though, it's a different story, right?
Right.
But for fighting games, like in particular, like for the FGC fighting
Yeah.
games, like it's a little rough.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But guys, I mean, it definitely puts in the travel time for you guys because I've seen a lot of like Jersey players at HOC. I've seen them at Battle Circuit. I've
Hmm.
even seen them even this weekend at the Jump Off, like for a monthly. It seems like everybody in Jersey puts in some type of hours to travel,
Yeah,
which is
definitely do.
which is amazing to see because a lot of like it's not from personal experience, but I've known a lot of like players just like don't want to come out to an event. So like to kind of see like I think Jersey, from what you're saying, like Jersey has a camaraderie of like unity in terms of traveling. Maybe just not like having one central hub.
Yeah,
So
there's definitely some camaraderie. That's for sure.
you
I feel like there's a lot of players that kind of stop. Like when the game was first coming out, there was a lot of players. This is usually what happens.
Yeah.
Like it's like a ritual almost for like
it's like
every fighting game that's been out so far. People come
yeah.
out when the game is out for like the first month, and there's some people that are like, they're clearly grinding, and then everyone suddenly ghosts, and then it's only like five of us. You know what I mean?
That's how it usually is. It's like we have that problem in Connecticut where it's like kind of like the flavor of the month. It's like
Mm.
it rocks for so long, and then like there's only a handful of us left, and then people like me gotta travel just to do damage. So
Yeah.
um,
I feel like in Dragon Ball's case too, cause personally, I go to the 8 on the break. Well, I haven't gone this week or last week, I believe, but like back when I was playing like Street Fighter and MECI and Injustice and stuff,
Yeah.
I would go there every week. I'd go there every Monday and Friday and Tuesday almost. Like
Damn.
Tuesday
All
was
right.
tournament day.
That's the grind right there. Let's go.
that's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I was going every week for like 2 years, and Monday and Friday was just casuals, and then Tuesday was tournament day. And
That's really cool.
in Dragon Ball, we had a small player base that lasts for a pretty long time. Like it was probably like eight. It was like eight players roughly.
Right.
But it was mainly like five, six of us. And there'd be like two like people that would come. Like it'd be like a small pool of like five other players that would fill up those last two slots for the tournament every week. Let's just say, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But they ended up stop playing, and then we stopped running tournaments for Dragon Ball because there wasn't enough players to run one. So we just turned into another casual day, and along with on Tuesday is also tournament day for Smash. So that Smash is always doing good though. There's always like 30 plus entrants, some nutty
Right.
number like that.
Right.
And then especially when like school's out, there'd be like 60. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But for Dragon Ball in particular, we had there was a few players there, that like I felt like were like really good. I felt like if they kept playing, like we would have all gotten really good because we would have all been improving like with each other through
Yeah.
playing. If that makes sense, it's just how it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
But
100%.
when Soul Calibur came out, the thing is that there's a few players at the break that are like they're like veteran Soul Calibur players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they've been waiting for a new Soul Calibur. And now that it's
Oh, I
out,
got you. Yep.
kind of those few Dragon Ball players that were there converted to Soul Calibur players because we had, it was rightfully so though because they had such strong players to compete with, like to improve with.
Yep.
So I just wish that like they still play Dragon Ball though, because
Right.
they like I feel like we were improving at a very fast rate from playing with each other, and it just kind of was
And
halted.
now it's
It
just kind of
was-
like you guys go to house sessions, like
Yeah,
LK or like somebody else, I'm just throwing out a name like LK or Jace throws out like opens up their house or whatever. Does that happen often now for Dragon
um,
Ball over in
I
Jersey?
mean, in Jersey, like on Friday nights, usually we try to have a session in Jersey City.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, um, yeah, I don't want to give too many details because it's kind of just like one
It's a
of
local
No, no,
thing.
it's your good, man.
it's like a
You're
group
good.
of it's like a group of people,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, that just
you're
like
chilling.
they used to play like King of Fighters back in the day and stuff, and they're just longtime friends.
KOF boys.
And like yeah, they're just long time like fighting game lovers and players, and they might not be able to play that much anymore, but they still allow us to come to play our games.
That's
So
nice.
It's really
definitely
cool.
very grateful for that.
It's cool.
Shouts out to SMR, by the way, and which are the group of people that host the sessions on Friday.
It's really
And
cool.
yeah, um we
That's still a cool thing.
definitely yeah, I'm definitely lucky to have met all like a whole slew of players through that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, shouts
Hell
out to
yeah.
them. And yeah, like that's kind of like the closest thing we have to like a reoccurring session
That's cool.
is Friday nights in Jersey City.
And
And
so, and
then
so that's why there ends up being a lot of travel from Jersey to other places to try to find
Yeah,
those weekly grinds because they just really aren't quite as available as they used to be in Jersey itself.
yeah,
I got you.
yeah. And like I mean, the public place like that we have like where most people come is the break, but it kind of like I said, people come and then they go and then they don't come back.
sounds
Yeah,
Except for like a few of us. Like there's like a few like 5 or 6 players that go often, not including myself.
right.
So like yeah, though, but we've just been like, for the time that I've been there, those same 5 or so players, we kind of just switch to the game that comes out because we want people to come, and it's better for us to run something that's new, so that
Yep.
people
right.
come to play and we can run tournaments and stuff and get everything popping.
Makes
Um,
sense.
but then, like, I kind of wish that we would have stuck with Dragon Ball just this one time, because I personally feel like I'm gonna play Dragon Ball for a long time.
I
And
agree.
even me, right? I succumbed to the ritual of playing the new game
Yep.
because it was just my scene. That's just what we did. But this one time, I didn't do that. And,
It's so weird to be on the other side of that now. Like,
yeah, it's definitely strange.
yeah, it's definitely
But
yeah.
I wish they would just play Dragon Ball though,
Yeah.
along
I
with
mean,
Soul Calibur.
yeah. But now, like, you have those handful of players like Jace, like Grover. Like, what you know what's funny, right? So I told so backstory about this past weekend. So I told Aaron, Nico, or Jace. God damn it. Um,
You'll get it, Flokey. You'll get it.
I'll
Don't
get
worry.
it one day. I'll get it one day. I hit him up about the jump off, and I was like, hey, like this is what's going down. I said $100 pot bonus. And what I was not expecting was him bringing Jersey with him. So you telling me the story of how like everybody kind of like has been traveling more, it kind of all makes sense now. Because I was like, I saw you, Tack, and Grover all come out of their car. I was like, what? Like it was a nice surprise.
Yeah,
Which that event was insane, and I think I think we want to work with Jersey a lot more, especially with like exhibitions and stuff, because that was sick.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean, we'd definitely be thankful for it, and we would
yeah,
come out for sure.
You would come out.
hell yeah,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
definitely. I'll
So
definitely come out. I mean, I don't know about everybody else. Everybody else would come out,
Oh,
but it
Sage
just
is the
depends on the
real
scheduling.
ones. There we go.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
no,
is
no, no,
that
no.
it?
Sage is that guy. He's
Nah.
like, yo, what up? Like, I just want to hit people with trunks. I just want to hit one button with trunks.
I'm not saying that the rest of the guys aren't real, and
No,
they'll
no,
definitely
no, I'm
come.
just
No, I'm
joking.
It's
not
just
saying that.
it's just the scheduling. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
these
all
guys
scheduled.
are older than me,
Yep.
and they have more responsibility in their lives than I do. So I have more time to come to these things than they do, and that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If they can't come out,
Curious.
I can't even be mad because I know how it is. But
Yeah. Well,
I know
curious.
that if they had the time to go, they would.
Right.
Makes sense.
curious, how old are you?
I'm 19.
That makes so much more sense now.
Why?
Oh man, 'cause when I was 19, I was doing so like all these. That's cool. That's really so like. Wow, I thought you were older.
I
That's okay.
started competing when I was like 15 in Street Fighter 5. That's when I was going to the break to
Oh
play.
wow.
I was
So
playing
you.
fucking Dominion and Sanford and all of them. It was
Oh,
fun.
so you're damn. You
Kelly
started in
himself.
Street Fighter 5.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the first game I really went to like training mode for and like did combos was Third Strike and Injustice 1
Really? Wow.
and
Okay.
MK9.
Okay. But you didn't start competing until Street Fighter 5.
Well, fighting game wise, like a year prior, I was playing Melee in tournament. I love
Okay.
Melee, by the way. Melee is like a true gem to me. I hold that game above almost every other game.
That's cool.
It's a good game.
Yeah, that game is dope.
Now, yeah. So, wow, Street Fighter
And before that, I mean, random other note, before that, I was traveling for Gears of War. I used to play
No
Gears.
way.
5.
What?
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
OD.
was. Yeah, it was. I was like 14.
What was your clan name? What was the clan you were in?
I mean, our team name was
Yeah.
called EBK,
EBK?
which standed for Everybody Killer.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's a perfect Gears of War tag. I love
that's
that.
actually
Oh my
OD.
God.
Yeah, and then my tag back then was Greed, all caps.
Greed.
Yep. One of my favorite characters from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep.
Mm.
And yeah,
No.
I had a lot of fun playing that game, and I wish I could still play it, but playing team games is difficult only because you need to have, other players that are strong.
No, it's hard, and I think that's one of the things that has kind of maybe to make this even a broader topic. This is what has made the FGC a more niche thing. Is
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
and when you're playing a team game, the pressure's not always just on you. If you lose, there's a lot of other things you can point to. You can point to your teammates. You can point to
That's not a good
RNG.
thing to do.
Right. It's not a
Yeah,
good thing to do.
it's definitely something that happens.
Yeah.
Except in Apex.
Yeah.
LOL.
But in
Battle royales are crazy
Whole
though.
different story.
Exactly.
royales are crazy.
Well, no, then I just
Whole
didn't get my
story.
purple. They got purple armor off dropping a peacekeeper, and I'm done. All right,
it's like-
I got a Mozambique. By the way, completely
Battle
off
royales
topic,
got a lot of luck.
completely off topic. You should be able to dual wield Mozambiques. It would balance the gun. Just throwing that out there. That's my
That wouldn't
fix
be
for
a
the
bad change.
Mozambique. All right,
I feel like the easiest change would just be make the clip bigger. Like, come on,
or at
3
least
shots?
extended mag
3?
clips, something. All right, enough
Yeah.
about Apex. I'm gonna get on a
They
whole
listen,
rant.
'cause, like,
I'm gonna get a whole
like,
rant about the Mozambique if we go down this
like
path.
for real. So I watched this dude. Like
Oh,
we
no.
were just chilling at the jump off, real quick.
All right,
I
go
was
ahead. Go
watching
ahead.
him. I was really I was watching him, and then this dude popped off, and I was like, "Why'd you pop off?" Because I just see his screen. He's like, "You are the champion." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Oh yeah. And at
This dude was
the
hitting
jump
so
off.
many more buttons. Like I did commentary over the weekend for Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like the way you hit buttons sometimes, like I get excited. Like you just go ham. I saw you going ham in Apex, hitting
So
hitting all the
strange.
buttons. I was like, God damn!
Yeah, you're not the only person to tell me that like there's something strange about how I like press buttons.
Well, you
I
just
don't know
whale
why.
all the keys.
Well, no, I'm talking about in fighting games. I don't know about PC. No one's ever seen me really play keyboard and mouse that often because I
Yeah.
play in my house.
Makes sense.
But like even just like with fighting games, like I don't know, people tell me I hit the buttons kind of hard. It's usually what they tell
I
me.
do the same thing.
With gusto. That's what it is. You're hitting the buttons
Yeah.
with gusto.
Do you have silent buttons or actual like normal buttons?
I have silent buttons.
Okay.
Except for
that's-
my 2 extra buttons because in Street Fighter it was like that was like a little mind game I'd play.
That's cool.
I would like use them to feint things because I
Oh
turned my
my
extra buttons
God.
off.
That's so
Oops, sorry.
nice.
Yeah, I mean you got it. Yo, Street Fighter 5 was like, come on, that game is savage, dude. You literally
Yo,
like
for real.
get hit and then you get thrown and then you get stunned. Like I'm doing everything I can, bro.
The IRL fake button tech. See,
I'm
that's
definitely
that's,
IRL
that's
fake
dope.
buttoning.
That's dope. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
It's really
100%.
fucked up because my other buttons are silent, so that's what
Oh,
adds to
that's
the
the
effect.
only button they can hear too.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
my god.
That's the mix. Actually, you're gonna get me to get silent buttons.
That's pretty
because
clean.
You should we played at the jump off. You heard how loud I was going. Like for real.
I feel like everybody's buttons sound loud to me though.
I mean,
Oh,
you got
dude.
silent buttons,
but
man, so that's
I hit
probably
buttons
why.
hard. I
Yeah,
broke
maybe.
like 3 buttons. Go on.
You broke 3 buttons.
Oh damn. Yeah,
I'm
no,
going off.
that's
Going off, Flokey. Oh, now
you
Sage.
can't be breaking your buttons now.
I gotta ask you. Uh, Obviously, the last patch where we're a little bit further into it now. It was very very divisive upon initial release, with some people saying this is the worst the game's ever been. Blah 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 blah. Having given it some time, and this question I'm extending to you as well, Flokey. What do you think about the impact from the last patch now that we've had some time to sit on it and simmer? What are your thoughts on the patch now, as opposed to gut reactions?
Mm, I like the patch. I like the direction the game is going in general.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like maybe matches will take longer now, which is kind of one of their objectives was to make them shorter.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a bad thing because I think now, like, since the matches can take longer, and you're not. One of the things they also said is that they wanted to promote comebacks, and I think they did that in a way.
I've seen a lot more
How
comebacks lately since the patch than
yeah,
before.
they made sparking. You can use it as like a defensive option more, like in another way now. By
Right.
bursting out of block stun. It was always used defensively and offensively, but now you have this added benefit where like if you're in block stun, it's almost guaranteed when you like if they put you in block stun with a move
Yep.
and you spark, there's like almost no way they could bait it at that point. Whereas
Yeah.
before, if you were in block stun and then they jailed you into an assist and you had to hold the mix, then you never get the opportunity to spark.
Right.
And you'd have to risk guard canceling, which was terrible before. And now
Yeah.
it's less terrible. So now you have you have one extremely good option, which is sparking out of block stun, but you can only do it once per match. And you want to make sure you get value from it, like whether it be blue life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it be killing a character, whether it be saving a character that's in block stun currently, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you also have guard cancel that at times it is guaranteed. At times when you use it at the right times, there's nothing the opponent can do to stop the
Especially
guard
during
cancel.
any type of specials. Like almost
Yeah.
every single special gets crushed by guard cancel now.
Yeah.
Actually, I gotta ask
Um,
Flokey. Flokey, does EX legs also get crushed by guard cancel?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it did. I just wanted to confirm.
It can listen. No, but
Oh, go on, Flokey, please.
okay. So my thing with the patch, I mean, it's I like it, but it's also like I see both halves to the story now.
Okay.
Where I actually just had a conversation with Brandon Fiend today, and he said it's the team, and I don't know remember what he said exactly, but he said you either got to be playing a really cheap team or playing a heavy neutral team.
Interesting.
To really like. Granted, I don't. This is like hours ago. I've had a long day.
Yeah.
I was just like, ugh. But for the most part, it does make sense. I think the sparking change was huge. Someone like me that loved to use defensive sparking. I never really burned it on my first character. If I had to burn it on Gohan or something like that, like I was in a bad situation.
Right.
Like, and I didn't like trust my defense. So I think it's encouraging more defense and like that kind of thing. Also, I think the guard cancel change is also very powerful with the getting blown up by special. But I know there's people in here that know how to blow it up still.
Yeah.
I know Usage put out a video not too long ago, like showing off how each character can actually, for the most part, blow up guard cancel in those kinds of situations.
Video was really helpful, by the way. For those of you who
informative.
may be listening to this live or on YouTube, make sure to check out Sage's channel. Has a lot of really incredible content that is like some of the best put together I've honestly seen for Dragon Ball. Fantastic.
And like I remember we were talking about it, and you were like, "Yeah, a character with a multi-hitting normal can actually blow up with 2H." Kid Buu is like the best example of that.
Yeah.
So I understand now why you put Kid Buu on point, because like if I mess up my guard cancel and you have the best reaction that day, you can 2H me for it. So
yeah, it's just I feel like really what it comes down to sometimes is just picking the good time, because there's times where guard cancel is guaranteed for the most part, except for like certain like let's say you're fighting a team that has Android 18 on it and her assist is acts as that shield.
Yeah, and
Mm.
it'll absorb the guard cancel.
Yeah, so there's times where like those situations that it's guaranteed if you guard cancel here, if they react and call their assist in time, it could lead to your death. So
Mm.
um that's something to think about. But the generally though, that guard cancel would be guaranteed. And I think that's what it's more about. It's about guard canceling at the right times rather than the wrong times because there's there's a lot of times where if it's not guaranteed and you got away with it, it was because your opponent wasn't ready. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but
That
if your
makes
opponent
sense.
was ready, then you like with the way the game is, with how much damage you get off of crouch heavy,
Oof.
when you spark,
It's so
like you could have died.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's
If
not
you
even
did get
just
away with
crouch
it.
heavies, it's also crouch mediums too. Crouching
Yeah.
mediums, like if you really screw up your guard cancel, you're eating a 2M and you're
Oh
about
yeah,
to
if
eat.
they block,
Yeah.
yeah, if they
Oof.
block the guard cancel, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you're eating 6K damage probably. Like it's not a good look at
yeah.
all.
Maybe a TOD even.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of times you will die.
when that first hit connects with you and you're like, okay, I messed up. It's not that bad. And then you see them slap the sparking button. I'm like, I'm dead.
Especially if you're playing against Cell, like
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah,
like Cell
that one
or
hurts
Kid
me.
Buu or Bardock.
Yeah, there's a. I feel like random other thing about the patch.
Yeah.
The change to supers. How
Mm.
they kind of wanted to take away. They clearly made it impossible to ammo dump TLD now.
Yeah.
You can't just like have a team that you fucking
Double level
build 7
ones everywhere.
bars
Yep.
and then you just dump it all and they die. They didn't want that happening, and I think that was low key a good change in some instances, like fucking like if Kid Buu does level 1, the fountain, where he sprays up,
Yep.
and then you
Yeah.
do Bardock level 1, and then they come down and they do another Bard, like that's OD. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like doing Gotenks level 1 and then like Vegeta level 1 and then another Vegeta level 1, like that's crazy. But I think like certain instances, like let's say you use an assist and then you do another, like you did like, you did like Bardock level 1 and you called Vegeta's assist just prior, and then you do another Bardock level 1. I feel like that should have stayed the same because it's dope and it actually like gives more combo creativity. Whereas like
Okay.
the other super like double super routes are kind of just like too easy.
I
I feel
can
like it's too easy to ammo dump in those situations.
I kind of get what you're saying. So you didn't want it where you could just dump all your meter at one time. You were fine with the assist extensions into a second level one, but
Hmm.
not just the Kid Buu, Bardock, just dump
Not just like
multiple. Right.
super
Yeah.
level 3. Like
Yeah.
that's nutty.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah, I think the other thing was the I think it's good overall though because it makes characters like Vegito and like Cell, like Jiren, like that have these they have they have lengthy combos solo without assist,
Right.
and
right.
they're the ones that do the touch of deaths now. And I think it makes them more powerful, and I think that's a good thing. Cause it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy that like a character like Gotenks with like the right team and because of the way his super works, he can just like touch a death. Um, like with Kazunoko's team, like you
Right.
see Nakia do it all the time. Like if he blocked the guard cancel or something, or if he punches the guard cancel with 2M, or he lands a 2M, and then he gets to start with Gotenks, and then it leads to death if he sparks.
Right.
At a certain at a certain meter amount. And I think that's kind of some like a character like Gotenks who's considered to do small like low damage in turn for like crazy 50/50s with the Ghost Oki
Yeah.
and his plus frames on EX punches and things like that. I think him being able to touch a death is kind of crazy, and I think he possibly could still do it with the right team, but it's definitely gonna be a lot less teams.
Right.
It's
And
gonna
I think
be rarer.
that's better. Yeah, and it's better because it makes a character like Vegito more potent. It makes him seem stronger because he can actually kill you, even though the supers are doing like multiple supers are in the game.
Right, because he does the sword. He can do multiple sword extensions in the air, in the corner, so he can build a lot
Like
of damage without it. Yeah.
his solo damage and solo meter build are very high, and then when you add assist into the combos, it enables a touch of deaths now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
And I think that's a good thing. It adds more variety, makes you want to pick different characters.
yeah.
If you're the kind of guy that wants to land touch of deaths, then you could play a character like Vegito, a a character like Broly who can do like multiple level threes in his own combos. Um, or like Jiren who does high solo damage, or Cell too. When we were talking about Cell, that's what made me think of it. Because Cell has the loops in the corner,
Yep.
and then with assists, the loops are just the damage is just heightened,
Oh
and
man,
then that's what leads to the touch of deaths.
the loops. I remember the beginning of season
So,
1 where it was nothing but loops.
yeah, I remember
Ooh,
that.
those were
It
dark. Those were
was,
dark times.
oh man. So Jiren and Videl have been out for a while. And I know Jersey as well, and most of the world have kind of gravitated towards Jiren and Videl, kind of both having them in like the same realm of they're both busted in some type of way. Um, how have you been taking Jiren and Videl so far? And
I
that goes for
haven't,
JDiesel as well.
Yeah.
I haven't played a lot of Jiren, but I definitely have played a good amount of Videl. Um, I feel like they're both. I feel like they're both really good. But I think Jiren. I feel like they're kind of opposites to each other. Whereas like Jiren has the strong neutral and the big buttons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
He has good defensive options too. He has defensive options that kind of throw a wrench in people's game plans. Like if you're just a safe jump monster, you got safe jumps for everything, and Jiren does EX counter on wake up, you actually,
Yeah. You
you
lose.
actually he
Get hit.
actually gets to play. He actually like turns the tides on you quickly. So it makes you think like, should I actually meaty this guy? Should I actually like perform a save jump like every single time? And then, those any kind of hesitation could lead to him using movement to get out of situations or recognizing that you're hesitating
Right.
and giving him an opportunity to escape somehow. And but yeah, even from full screen, he's threatening. He has like a bunch of unique things, but he also has that like semi degenerate neutral that you want in a character. So like he's very strong because of that. And
Mm.
Videl though, Videl has like mix ups. She has the 50-50. She has the resets. She has the restands. She has she has the damage. Um, but she has a few other unique things. Like the dodge itself is very unique. In a lot of ways, her reflect.
Do you
Yeah.
now? I actually I obviously you've got a little bit more there, but I gotta ask: do you like the dodge on Videl? Because I every time I ask people about this, some people say it's amazing because you can punish things that no one else can punish. Other people tell me it's garbage. So I gotta hear from more people. What is your opinion on Videl's dodge? Because they seem to be all over the place at this point.
I think Videl's dodge it's just as useful as a reflect at
Okay.
times. It just you use it differently. If you try to use it like a
Yeah.
reflect, then it could put you in bad situations. But if you see what makes it different from a dodge, from what makes it different from a reflect, and you use it to the dodge strengths and not a reflect strengths, it can be powerful.
Okay.
Like for example, a random situation. Let's say you reflect Bardock's 5L, right?
All right.
And you push him away. So you gain some space, but he's a character that has something like Lariat that he can come right back in your face. So it makes you think, should I double reflect here? Should I just hold back after reflecting? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you confirm the situation. Whereas a character like Videl, if she dodges, the L actually never makes contact. So he does not have the opportunity to cancel now. See what I mean?
Mm.
Okay.
A L isn't a good move to dodge though because he can recover and still just jail you
Hit
after.
hit a button,
But
yeah.
if you were to dodge certain other moves like that have more recovery, then its strength shows. Because
Okay.
now sometimes you recover from your dodge before they recover from their attack. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I think one that would actually probably matter would actually be Vegito's aerial sword. I'm pretty
Hmm.
sure if you were to
Mm.
air dodge that, you could punish it. Where normally, if you block, they can throw an assist then, and you're in trouble. But that's one
Yeah.
that would
Hmm.
jump out to me. I don't know if the hitbox lingers too long though.
Like,
Another thing too,
yeah,
on another note, is that you can dodge sparking, which is pretty powerful in
I
its
didn't
own
know
right.
that. From my experience with Bedell, I and this is just a crazy thing with me. I just don't think pick like for me like every time like I played Lowry at the house and I threw out orb
Yeah.
and he tried to dodge DP and he just got smoked by the orb. The orb was literally on. the entire time.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
the
So it just
dodge, the
hovered.
dodge is very weak to the orb.
Yikes!
Like I feel like there's certain instances when I think she's still gonna have like really bad matchups, because of like peculiar situations she's gonna be in. I think both are still really strong.
Mhm.
I think Jiren is edges her out just a little bit.
So
Uh,
having I've played a bit of both. I've played more against than I have actually played. I have faced stronger Jirens than I faced in terms of Videls. Because a lot of Videls, like the mix-ups are really nutty, and they were definitely overwhelming at first. But even the really cheap stuff feels beatable, if that makes any sense. Like
No,
I feel
that
like
makes sense.
I feel like I've had more problems dealing with something like original Bardock level 3 Oki, where it was like I feel I have more trouble with stuff like that than like keeping track of Videl, because in a lot of situations, yeah, she can mix you, but it doesn't feel oppressive. I don't know.
Right.
At least that's my take on it. Granted, I can be wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas Jiren, now granted, this might be because I'm a Ginyu player, but Jiren I have had a lot more trouble with, especially the Jirens who realize that you can counter the Ginyu force.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That seems like
in
a
and of
bad
itself
matchup.
is pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But
I made this analogy on stream once. It's like Jiren is like Gohan and Piccolo had a kid.
interesting.
Like adult Gohan, like that 2L scales like a schmedium, and he got sword normals like low key, and the ball super you can't it's hard to do like a tech off of it. Like you can't do anything unless I'm just really bad.
I don't know. I feel like Jiren. I am more scared of being in Jiren pressure than I am Videl pressure.
No, that makes sense.
Even with Videl supposedly having the better mix-ups, and I think Jiren's just got a stronger neutral than Videl. I
I
don't
think
think
that's good.
too many people
Yeah.
would really contest that unless you really really value Gohan.
Yeah.
If you really really value Gohan, then maybe you give her the edge. But I can't see that personally.
It's gonna be interesting to see over this weekend because Winter Brawl 3D is happening.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that is gonna be. I think that's the very first like tri-state East Coast major for this game this season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was like this last year too, right? Like everybody like that was the first real event for Dragon Ball. So it's kind of like cool that like Winter Brawl like always starts
Comes full
the
circle.
comes full
Yeah.
circle. So
Winter Brawl is usually the first event for most games, like on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Usually
Right.
always Winter Brawl we have to go to.
right.
Um,
Are you attending?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
not?
I'm going. I'm going.
Word.
You will. I rarely miss Big E majors, just because I help someone set up the stream and
Oh,
things like
nice.
that.
Oh yeah.
So,
I know him. The TSN, right?
who?
The Shock Network or
Yeah, yeah,
Shock?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Combat
he's the
Network.
homie.
Yeah, Shock is the homie, for real, for real. Yeah, I help him set up a lot, and he, provides me with transportation as long as I help him. So
I mean,
you usually
that
see me
works.
there.
That's. I mean, yo, can you help me and then so I can drive get, this bus ass in? It's it's definitely how it goes.
Yeah,
Besides Winter Brawl, is there any other events this year so far that you are planning on heading back to or heading to
definitely
for the
going to
first time?
Combo Breaker.
Combo
100% going
breaker,
to Combo Breaker.
100%.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
So
I'm definitely going to Bum's birthday
okay.
bash.
Oh, I'll see you there.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope. It's gonna be at the same venue, right? From the jump
Yeah,
off. Yeah,
yeah.
that's gonna be dope.
That's a nice ass venue. I can't
Yeah,
get
that venue's
over it.
hot.
I can't get
And
over it.
I'll probably end up going to like a few Go for Brokes throughout the year because I usually go to at least like one or two. Probably I trying to come out there more though.
Okay.
They definitely have strong players, and
Oh, in VA,
know,
or is that PA?
and
Is that PA?
and Philly,
It's
yeah,
PA.
yeah,
Philly.
It's
Okay,
PA.
that's right. That's PA's monthly.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're that venue is really nice too. And we also have a new place in New Jersey. They actually just opened up an esports lounge as well.
Nice.
It's in North Bergen. Um, JFK Boulevard is the street name, and it's really nice. They have like close to like 200 setups. It's
Wow.
fully kitted with PCs, PS4s.
Yeah.
Um, keyboard, mouse, everything, kind of like how Encore was, but on a bigger scale. And they're not done constructing it. It's actually like it's literally something that you'd see on the West Coast. I feel like, and it's here now
Yeah.
in New
That's
Jersey. And it's
so
very
you.
close. It's very close to New York actually. Like the if you take the train over, you literally walk like 5 or 10 blocks and you're there.
Damn.
Yeah.
For
So
real.
it's
That's
really it's a big opportunity, and I'm looking to grow the scene there, of course.
I
yeah.
mean,
And they ran their
make it
first
happen.
real event last week on Friday, and for Smash they had great numbers, and for the 3D fighting games like Tekken and Soul Calibur, they had around like 20 plus entrants for each game, and Street Fighter had 20 entrants, and a lot of players from New York actually came, especially for Soul Calibur and Tekken. A lot of the stronger New York players came, and for Dragon Ball there was about 10 entrants. It was smaller than the rest of the games, but overall it was ran really well, and I think they're looking to run it more often. I feel like the place is on the scale. It's on such a large scale that they could run a major there. There just needs to be a
No.
hotel nearby, and there's an airport right there too.
I
There's an airport
mean,
very close by.
that's pretty appealing. I've got
That's like the big. That's a big thing that people like need to know. Like I'm going to final round
Mhm.
and finding out that the hotel that we're at is right next to the airport,
Mhm.
like physically,
That's amazing.
is like a godsend because then I don't have to like worry about like taking the Uber all the way there.
yep.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
that's dope.
yeah. Also, chat. If you guys have any questions for Sage, please drop them in the chat. We're gonna be this is kind of the portion where we do Q&A. Also, I have a random question for you. How does it feel like? Okay, so JDiesel kind of brought it up a little bit. Um, how often do you get confused with the kill Sage?
Um, I don't know. It happens if we're in the same vicinity and somebody says Sage and we kind of both break our necks, like, oh, who's calling me? But like that,
It's like it's
I feel like it doesn't happen like that. Like we don't actually get confused. It's just that, people call him Sage, and
Yeah.
I like it when people call me Sage too, cause I just name that I chose,
No, that makes sense.
was
and
Actually,
like it just happens.
one of the major things that our podcast is aimed at is definitely kind of like bring exposure, talking to people who are up and coming, new on the scene. And it's also about helping mid-level players make that transition up to like that sort of semi-pro type level. And so I actually want to ask you, do you have any advice for people who are like trying to make that grind? They want to go from I do like okay at my locals, but I struggle at majors to I can actually get out of pools at majors. What is that break point for you that helped you push beyond just like, succeed at majors? That's the big thing. Like to actually take rounds, make it further in.
I would say like before even getting into the specifics of the game you're playing and like the things that you practice, it's definitely good to take care of your body. Like make sure you get sleep, make sure you're eating, make sure make sure you're warmed up as well. You
Yeah.
definitely don't want to be playing cold, but make sure that like you definitely are taking care of yourself in an event, because it's very easy to lose track of time and not realize like, wow, I actually only have 5 hours of sleep before my
Yeah.
pool starts or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like make sure you're well rested. Make sure you're not like you're not eating like a bunch of greasy food and things like that. You're gonna feel
Yeah.
sleepy. You're gonna catch the itis. You know what I mean? You don't want to do things like that for the
yeah.
tournament. Make sure to stay hydrated. Um, Another thing I would say too, like if you, in terms of like, I feel like your like the mental side
Yeah.
of competition is more important than the actual what you're actually doing, like the physical side of it. So I think like getting in a good mind state
Hmm.
is very important. Like just try to the word I use for it is called relaxed concentration.
Yeah.
You don't want to try too hard. You know what I mean?
No,
Because when you're
that
trying
makes
too hard,
makes a lot of
it's
sense.
almost like you're like you you don't actually play your best a lot of the time.
No,
Right.
So just go there with the intention to do your best and to practice the things you train. Um, and try not to let the results get in the way of that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Don't let the results get in the way of of improvement.
Yeah.
It's really like it's a lot of discipline because at first it's definitely hard on the ego. I feel like at
Yeah.
first,
Oof.
but
That is
I
hard.
think like with like time though, and if you have to like like understand too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's some people are naturals. You know what I mean at it. Like they're natural at just like being able to like compete and be in a good mind state. But for some people, it's they have to like they have to be methodical. They have to apply themselves more so.
Yeah.
So like just try and keep that in mind. I feel like if you want to go to a major event and like succeed, focus on like taking care of yourself and being in a good mind state when you're playing.
Yeah.
I,
Let me see. Do you have a like? Because I know a lot of people play with music.
Mhm.
Do you play with music in your ears, or do you play with the
I like to listen to music when I play. I feel like it
go-to
helps me
song?
focus.
What's your go-to song?
I need to know.
I don't know about I don't have like a go-to song, but I create like playlist and I kind of like just compile a lot of music that I could listen to throughout the day.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, but like I guess if I would say like the genre I listen to rap the most.
Yeah.
Really
But
nice.
as of recently though, I've been throwing in because it's just anime I watch. It's called Initial D.
Oh, you got
And
Eurobeat playing?
Yo,
yeah.
Oh my god! You
All
got
right, so
you,
like
yo,
so like
you're
when the
getting choice
Eurobeat
combos to initial D. I'm
yeah,
dead.
like yeah, exactly. Like when the Eurobeat comes on, like my movement is crazy. My hairs are standing up. The dopamine is flowing in my
That's
brain.
fucking amazing.
Everything is
Let's
amazing.
OD.
Everything just feels amazing,
Yo, some
and I just
guy,
try to
some
make the
guy is
moment
getting
mine.
his future changed by Eurobeat. All right, like that's happening. Oh my god, that's
That's actually
amazing.
OD.
Yeah,
That's
that's just recently though. Like I want to say like a month or two ago, I started listening to putting Eurobeat in my playlist.
I don't,
that's
I
Like
don't,
awesome.
I don't care what you actually listen to now. If I see you at a tournament, I'm gonna be like, he's listening to Eurobeat right now,
Yeah, it has
100%.
it's a
to.
possibility. It's a possibility.
Yeah, it has to. Like I was seeing you do combos hyped up the other day, and
Yeah,
I was
like sometimes when like certain songs come on, like it just kind of like I don't know. I really like to. I have this thing where like if I'm not having fun when I'm playing, it's just
Yeah,
not. Like my heart's not in
you're
it,
not in the
and I
game.
just like feel like I don't play my best. Yeah, exactly. And like it's just like certain songs and things are just like
Now I got a question.
just
How do you play defensively listening to Eurobeat? Is it even
um.
possible? Because
I feel
I
like it
feel like I
is.
couldn't play defensively while listening to Eurobeat.
There's something that happens when like Eurobeat comes on,
Yeah,
and it doesn't even always make me like aggressive or something.
yeah.
It doesn't even have to do that. It just makes me focus.
It's the
Like it
zone.
makes me realize.
he just
Okay,
gets
it makes me look at things objectively. It makes me see like what should I be doing right now. Like I
right.
don't know how to describe it. Because
Transformative
sometimes
powers.
what you should be doing is playing defensive.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you should be doing is attacking. I don't know, just like when I'm listening to certain songs, it doesn't even have to be Eurobeat. Just like there's certain music and like my mood at the time and like how the beat hits at the time, the volume of the. It's a bunch of factors, but once my hair starts standing up, shit starts happening.
Like you
Pretty much how
actually
I
go
feel
Super
it.
Saiyan.
Like,
Sounds
I don't
like.
actually go Super Saiyan, but like I might actually not even win. Like if that happens, it doesn't even happen all the time. I might not even like perform well. I guess. Well, not perform well, but like I don't have to win to have fun, I guess. So like,
I,
but I can assure you that in those moments I'm playing my best, and if I lose, I lose. You know what I'm saying?
I
Right.
I really
Yeah.
really respect that, especially because I feel like for a lot of people, now obviously, fighting games are inherently competitive in the way that we play them. But a lot of people lose sight of having fun regardless of whether or not they lose. And I've seen
Yeah.
so many people who at a major, they drop their first game, and they get so bent out of shape that because over the loss that now they've thrown away the rest of the tournament. Where it sounds like
Yeah.
for you, because you keep that positive mindset regardless of whether or not you're winning or losing, it's separated. You're able to
Mhm.
retain that mindset, which is pushing you through even when the going gets tough. And I think
Mhm.
that's probably really to your credit there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Word. I don't
That's.
want to make it seem like I don't ever get like there's definitely times where
Salt
I'll
happens.
lose. Yeah, now like there's definitely times where I find myself not in a good mind state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, um, I feel like over time I've recognized when I see myself slipping into that toxic vortex, I guess is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
And like I kind of am able to like pull myself out of it more with like more often. Like, but there's still times even now where like I find myself upset over the game,
Yeah.
where to the point where it interferes with my play, which I try to avoid the most.
Right.
But especially like early on when I was playing fighting games, like it definitely would happen to me a lot, and I feel like fighting games have really disciplined me and they've really like matured me in a way. Um, like through all of this, the way like it's taught me about the nature of competition, it just really like I don't know. It's definitely been a learning experience,
Yeah.
and I'm very grateful for it. I'm very grateful for like the people I've met and like the things I've learned from fighting games. Like it's amazing. Gaming is amazing. The way it brings people together and what it can teach you.
Gaming is amazing. Like I'm the same. Like I feel the same way about it. Like what's funny? I hate to hit a personal note. It was actually my I think like 4 years ago. I took like a couple days ago. I took a break and I didn't. I kind of went back to like I needed that competitive nature back. And then when I came back, it was crazy to see. Like I'm like definitely working on the mentality of like being in that negative mindset and that toxic vortex and like trying to pull yourself out is definitely like a challenge for a lot of newer players or even intermediate players. Because I know there's people like me that struggle with that from time to time, trying to get that all together, and then it could potentially mess up the rest of the day. So
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of like how it works most of the time. Like
right.
if you feed into it, it kind of just like consumes you, and then the whole day is like that.
Yeah.
It's
The whole
like
day could be like that if you don't. But it's up to you though. That's the thing. That's what we forget in the moment. We forget that it's up to us to change how we feel.
Yeah.
I'm saying we let the results of the match, or we let something that we feel like shouldn't have happened to us get in the like change how we feel.
Yeah. You can't always
When
change
really
what
we're in
happens.
control.
Yeah. You can't always change what happens to you. All you can control is how you take it to a certain
Mhm.
extent. And I think
Yep.
that's really big. And actually, now one question that I'll ask, and this is because so after this whole conversation, I'm actually thinking about picking up Trunks again, and
Oh yeah, go for it,
I'm
dude.
predominantly a Ginyu player,
hmm I
and
played a Ginyu
and
Trunks
so
team, by the
so I
way.
gotta ask, how do they work together?
Um,
What? I'm
the
just gotta ask you the question, man.
the
I want team advice.
it's a. I mean, I respect the question. Like the
It's good.
Ginyu and Trunks. The thing that people overlook is that a lot of people feel Ginyu needs an assist with enough blocks done to guarantee a summon,
Yeah.
to guarantee like a summon of the Ginyu Force. But what Trunks Assist allows Ginyu to do is, like I said earlier, how you can use Trunks Assist to like gain space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can use Trunks Assist to guarantee a summon from far away. That's what's
Interesting.
powerful.
Okay.
So when I played Ginyu Trunks and I see my opponent is in range of Change the Future, and I feel like they can't avoid it currently, like let's say like they're in the air and they just use their double jump,
Right.
and now they have to come to the ground before they can really use air mobility other than super dash.
Right.
But they're at the range where if I call the assist and summon, I will always have time to block the super dash, or they'll get hit by Change the Future. Right.
Okay.
This is when it's very good to do it. Um, this is where Trunks' assist helps Ginyu, is in the neutral. Because summoning in the neutral is obviously very good, but I'm sure since you're also a Ginyu player, there's times you try to summon from far away and somebody super dashes at
Yep.
you, or somebody hits you with a beam, or some other kind of projectile. And Trunks' assist kind of stops all of that from happening because of how big the hitbox is. Assist will be removed from the screen, it will blow up weak projectiles. Like there's a lot of things that it stops, and it allows you to summon from far away much easier.
Makes a
Um,
lot of sense.
but of course, if you get too predictable, you can get can't get punished for it. But
Right.
like you just have to use it at the times where it's least likely to be punished, if that makes sense.
No,
And it
that.
really helps you. It really helps you control the flow of the match because just polluting the screen with like change the future
Oh
and
yeah.
then your summon is like huge. Because sometimes like let's say you throw Raccoon's beam, let's say that's next in line, you're almost guaranteed if you sit in the beam to summon Birder after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're not going
So
to be. They
like,
can't vanish to you. Because if they vanish to you, they'll get picked up by the beam. Because
mhm,
big thing with Ginyu, if you call Raccoon, you actually want to do a dash forward. So that
yeah,
way, if they vanish, if they get picked up by the beam and you combo, because I'm sure you have 10,000 years to like confirm a Raccoon beam from like
You
literally
have-
anywhere.
You have time. You have time to go make a sandwich.
What?
Cut it, and like
Toast it. Yeah,
Toast
yeah,
And
it.
then
all that.
come
Oh my
back.
god. All right.
All that.
Well, I would love to ask some more, but it looks like we
We're
are
out of
reaching the end of our
time.
stint here. So, on that note, if you have any last minute things that you want to plug or talk about, go right ahead. Final stretch.
I mean, I would like to shout out my man Sam, aka Skills on Twitter, because he was the person earlier that we were mentioning that was producing that trunk series.
Yep.
And yeah, that's the homie. Shout outs to him. Check out his stuff. He definitely makes a lot of content on his own. And he also helps other people produce content. So it'd be nice if you checked him out. His like you can find him on YouTube at XX Skills XX with 3 Z's.
Okay.
And yeah, he's the boy. Check his stuff out. Shout out to SMR. Shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to Under the Radar and Flokey
Hey.
and my man's JDiesel. For having me on here because it was definitely dope. Definitely glad I got to talk about the things I did. 'Cause I usually don't get to talk about these things. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, my man. And I mean that's what
Oh,
we
yeah.
that's what we aim to do. We want to hear from people like you who put in so much time, because I feel like personally a lot of the lab monsters do not get like kind of the respect they deserve. Like people like
They
you,
don't.
people like Rogue Yoshi, like you guys put in so much work and you develop so many things for the community. I think it's important for people like you to get a spotlight.
Yeah.
Word.
Like you and Rogue are like you, Rogue, and there's like a lot of like certain like character specialists and shell specialists that don't get a lot of shine. So
Yeah.
we were happy to when I hit you up, it was just like it was a natural thing because I saw your results and I saw how you play and I saw your trunks and I was like, it all makes sense.
Word. I guess I
Absolutely.
could somehow fit that criteria.
Hey, you made it happen, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to be it. Thank you so much for being our guest today, Sage. An
Yeah,
absolute
no
honor.
problem. Thank you guys. Thank everybody that came to watch
Yep.
and everyone that will watch on
Shout outs to
YouTube.
Jersey. Shout outs to Jersey.
But yeah, shout out
Shout
to
out to
Jersey.
Jersey. There
How
we
did I
go.
not shout out Jersey? Shout outs to
Jersey.
fucking Jersey. Shouts out to the break. Shouts out to KDZ. Shouts out to My Grass. Shouts out to Raphael. You definitely should keep playing Dragon Ball. Fuck Soul Calibur. Shouts out to Jackson. I haven't seen for a while. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he moved for school. His tag is okay. He's a stupid good Vegito player. Shouts out to Zach. I mean, this is a Street Fighter player, but that's the homie. His tag is Third Diamond. You've probably seen him play Street Fighter before. He's mad nice. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to fucking Nico. I mean Jace. Shouts out to Grover. Shouts out to LK. Shouts out to Tack. Shouts out to everybody at SMR. For real. Jersey's the GOAT.
Absolutely. All right. Well, the one shout out I got to give today is to my boy DJ Yinja, who designed the intro and outro for this series. Check him out. He's absolutely fantastic. Hope to have him on the show one day. One of the top players in Colorado. Also a killer DJ. But anyways, I think that is going to be it for us. This has been JDiesel.
This has been Flokey.
And this has been Under the Radar. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
You need to be stopped.